let the dog take things in his or her own pace, and to really lay the foundation for a beautiful relationship you two have, to build a great bond, and to just look forward to the incredible journey you will be on. Hello beautiful dog people, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Stephanie, and this is the handsome Rambo, and Chuck is just over here. Both of them are rescue dogs, and this video is about rescue dogs, and it's about a really important reminder. And I say reminder because I think for most of us it's something we kind of like vaguely have in mind, but we tend to forget pretty often. If we adopt a dog, if we get a dog from the shelter and basically expect the dog to be grateful or to function when they get home, when they come to us, and we kind of have this feeling of, hey, you saved me, thank you, I'm forever grateful, and they are basically the dog we expect them to be. As you can probably imagine from what I just said, with a bit of like sarcasm maybe, this is pretty often not the case. There's the 3x3x3 rule, or 3-3-3 rule, which we will talk about in another video. However, I hope what I share with you today will help you to have a bit more compassion towards your rescue dog, and also to be not too hard on yourself or on the dog. Just give both of you some time to settle the dog, some more time to decompress, and basically understand your rescue dog a little bit better. And there's more videos on rescue dogs, and I will do a whole playlist on it, which I will link down below, so you can keep watching if this is something you are trying to, if getting a rescue dog is something you are considering to do. This one is a rescue dog from a local shelter here. My other one is a wild dog from the Middle East. So he has been a street dog who has been sent over from Oman to the UK. So there will be different videos on both topics, how to adopt locally, etc. But today's video really is about what has your rescue dog been through when they get to your house. And I'm not just talking about like traumatic cases, like the dog has been found tied up to whatever and has been taken in, or has been from the street. No, nothing of this. I mean, this is obviously a very different challenge you might be up to, because the dog obviously then might have had really bad experiences, has maybe trust issues, etc. I'm talking about a normal, a simple rehome. So let's take a dog who has had a proper good life. The dog has not experienced anything bad, no abuse, no one was harmful. He lived in a family, everyone loved the dog, and then maybe the dog was given up because whatever reason, right? This could be divorce, this could be financial security, this could be change in the lifestyle, this could be childbirth, this could be separation, whatever it might be, new job. There are plenty of reasons why people would rehome a dog or consider rehoming the dog. So let's take any of these dogs, and the dog has maybe been in the shelter for a few weeks and then is coming to your house. And maybe you go to the shelter and think you get a dog who has been used to living in a house, who has been properly domesticated, who has been living as a pet dog, a dog who has been great with children, who has been potty trained, who nicely settles down, who didn't show any signs of stress, who would not chew shoes, etc. And then the dog comes to you and you maybe find very different behavior. And I just want you to understand and keep in mind what your dog has gone through. Again, we're not talking about anything super drastic, just the normal rehoming process. So from when the dog maybe has been brought home the first time to this first family, and then we lived with them, etc. He has learned a lot of things, he has grown up, and then was brought to the shelter. And then from the shelter was rehomed to you. So this is where the dog is now. There's like plenty of transitions the dog has gone through. And dogs are pretty good at predicting things. Dogs love their routine. They like to know when they get up. If you ever had dogs, you'll probably know if you feed them at the same time, they kind of like know when it's time for dinner. They kind of like know when it's time for walkies. They know when they want to do certain things. So if you have a proper routine, your dog will predict when things are going to happen. So for the dog who has gone into a shelter, these things all change. the dog is no longer used to normal life he was living before. The life he got to know, the life where he felt safe, and suddenly he is in a shelter environment, maybe has never been in a kennel, etc., living there on his own, maybe with another dog, no more contact to people or the people he loves, because they are gone, they are basically no longer available. There will of course be people from the shelter, from the kennels, who come, who feed the dogs, who take them out for walkies, who check them, etc. However, it's people the dog doesn't know and needs to trust or learn to trust first. And then this is maybe changing personnel. So it's not always the same person, depending on what kind of shifts they are working, or if they are volunteers, so maybe they're just only a few days a week, or whatever their day looks like. So it could be that there's very different handlers. It could be that the dog gets checked through by the vet. It might be that the dog then gets spayed or neutered. So the dog undergoes surgical procedure and then gets put back into a kennel. So the dog does not have the comfort of maybe a sofa or his favorite person next to him or her. And then there's all these noises. So the dog is maybe alone, or most likely alone, in a kennel, and then there's another kennel next to it, and another kennel next to it, and another kennel next to it, and another kennel next to it. You get the picture. And often dogs are stressed when they're in a shelter environment. So one dog might start barking and then another one joins in, and then there are visitors, and visitors then come, and the dog says hello and licks the head, and then the visitors say, oh, so cute, or whatever, and then they keep going away and they come and go. And it's quite stressful for a dog to adjust to this environment. And now imagine your dog who has adjusted to this environment, maybe has been in the kennel for whatever long time. So this could be a few days, maybe even a few hours. But I mean, most likely they're not as lucky to be adopted after a few hours, or only a few weeks. Remo was in the shelter environment for only a short time before we took him home. And he was already 6 years old, or maybe 7 years old, maybe 5, we don't know. So he was already used to living in a house, to living with people. However, this did not necessarily mean he would know the rules in our house. When we took him home, and this was a really stupid mistake, we got him like one of these big slow feeders, because we got the advice that we might want to use a slow feeder because loads of stuffies inhale their food. They basically love the food and they eat it. However, this boy here was so scared that he would not touch his food. In fact, he wouldn't eat at all. Even like out of a normal bowl, he would not eat, except if I would sit next to him. For a minimum of 2 weeks, I had to sit next to him. In the beginning, I had to feed him by hand because he was so stressed that he would not eat food. And he's a boy who is generally like super optimistic. His levels of optimism are really, really high. So he is a dog who did not show the many signs of stress, and maybe Chalky did. Chalky, for example, was super terrified of everything, and he would still eat. So you don't really know always how it will show. However, the dog then comes to your house and you show the dog around. Maybe you are all over your dog and the dog doesn't know you at all. You're a stranger to this dog. You might have seen the dog on the webpage, you might have picked the dog, you might have said like, this is the chosen one, this is the one I'm gonna save. And then you take the dog home and the dog has never ever seen you. The dog doesn't know that you are going to stay with this dog. How would the dog know, right? So maybe we are all over the dog then and cuddle the dog and don't really give them time to decompress, to figure out the way, to get out of their shell, to have a look around, to sniff around, to just feel safe first, because we so badly want to cuddle this dog and we so badly want the dog to feel home. And the thing is, we put so much pressure on our dogs when we do this. So to really just want to make you aware of, to keeping in mind that your dog goes through a lot of transitions. Your dog has no idea why this is happening, why the dog is no longer like wanted, why the dog has been put away from his pack into a kennel environment where he then lives on his own or without humans being around. Maybe he has before slept in the person's bed, snuggled up. Maybe he was allowed on the sofa, and in the new home he is not. So there's like different rules and transitions. The dog has to find his way or her way and to figure out what is expected and where am I safe, how am I going to live here. And it's a very normal transition. However, for us as humans, we can rationalize things, right? So we can talk things through, so we know what to expect, maybe or maybe not, but we can talk with someone about it. We can say, hey, I'm struggling with this. A dog cannot do this. And maybe the dog is so scared that he might even snap at you because there is no way the dog can communicate with you, or maybe you haven't read the signs, etc. So yeah, I just think it's really important to keep in mind when you adopt a dog, they have gone through a lot. There have been so many changes, new smells, new environments, new people, new noises, everything. So to really give your dog the time to get to know you, and also for you to get to know your dog, to understand your dog, and I will do a separate video on this, but also to really allow time for this process. And adopting a rescue dog is an amazing journey to be on, and it's incredibly rewarding experience, and it's just beautiful. However, it can take a bit longer. It can take some time until you get to this point, and to not expect too much from your dog. They are amazing dogs. However, they have been through a lot to really just have this understanding, the compassion, and to also manage your own expectations when you get a rescue dog, so you don't get disappointed and be like, okay, I really want this dog, I'm already in love with this dog. However, I need to give this dog maybe a bit more space, a bit more time. Take things slowly. Let the dog take things in his or her own pace, and to really lay the foundation for a beautiful relationship you two have, to build a great bond, and to just look forward to the incredible journey you will be on. That's it for today. If you want to keep watching, you can check out the playlist, the Rescue Dog playlist, and I will upload videos on Mondays. And if there's a topic I really want to talk with you about, or I have some time on my hand, I will also try to upload videos on other days too. Thank you, and see you on Monday. Bye.